Friday, December 24th, 2021, 4:23 p.m. So don't be fooled by how calm I sound right now. This is going to be another attempt of me making this recording. As in the first one, I was pretty upset. And the reason I'm upset is because what I've sort of known all along has just been proven right. And this is that YouTube does not respect human rights, and YouTube does not respect the idea that people have the right to think for themselves and do what they believe is best for themselves without being influenced by things like politicians, media, social media, and companies that, have a horse in this race. I was watching some videos trying to discover people who talk about the negative effects of the twin flame cult. I'm going to call it a cult because it kind of behaves like one, sort of. Okay, don't hate me for it if you're a twin flame, sorry. It's not to offend you, but anyway, this is not the topic, so I hope I still got your attention. If not, that's okay. My point is, I was watching this video and I came across this thing that YouTube just popped up on my YouTube page, and it says, "Your content was removed due to a violation of our community guidelines." Okay, I'll take off the British accent. Because it's the first time, this is just a warning. If it happens again, your channel will get a strike and you won't be able to do things like upload, post, etc. I was in the middle of an interesting video and I was like, you know what, that's fine. But my curiosity got the best of me. So I go ahead and I check out my YouTube Studio app. I go out and check out my notifications, and it looks like they removed my video called "Never Going Back to Normal?" And what YouTube says about this is, let's see, policy reason, medical misinformation. YouTube doesn't allow claims about COVID-19 vaccinations that contradict expert consensus from local health authorities or the WHO or the World Health Organization. WHO, who, right? Okay, so I mean, we all know who the World Health Organization is by now. If not, you might want to go ahead and look them up. The interesting thing about this is actually one of my favorite videos when it comes to talking about COVID-19 and this scamdemic, which, by the way, I'm still going to call it this. Yeah, I just wanted to go somewhere else in my house. But here's the thing. What this tells me, and I'm going to just go ahead and say this very calmly. I'm very passionate about this. And the reason I'm passionate about this is because I believe human rights are a very important thing. It doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or you're not vaccinated. And as you know, if you've been awake at all, and if you've been paying attention to news or social media or just how people have been behaving, there's this very divisive thing that's happening. These politicians and the government and the media and these enterprises or these corporations, whatever, they have this thing where they really feed on division and groupthink, and taking these groups and making them collide together and clash together so that we could just be their little puppets and do what they want us to do. And I'm sorry if you're not seeing things that way and that this offends you. It's kind of like when I was at the movie theaters and I said, this is the beginning of Nazi Germany. Well, I said that, but in a question, do you not see how this is similar to the beginning of Nazi Germany? And people sometimes are taken aback by this, but there are always patterns in history. The simple fact that my little channel of 235 subscribers, which, by the way, I appreciate every single one of you. I don't know why you subscribe, but I always appreciate it. To me, that's still a good and big number. But I mean, if you compare me to someone that has 1 million subscribers, or someone like PewDiePie, someone who has a huge outreach, you'd think that this kind of channel that I have wouldn't intimidate YouTube, or that it wouldn't concern them or worry them. But what this tells me is the simple fact that they are willing to take off that YouTube video, which, by the way, I'm going to read the description and show you, if you haven't seen the video, that all I said in that video was that you have to make the decision for you. Don't let them intimidate you into thinking that you have to do this when you don't. I'm sorry, I had to move again. But yeah, my point is like, this shows me YouTube doesn't give a crap about free speech. It doesn't. What I was saying, all I said in that video was that you need to make the decision on your own. We all need to make this decision on our own. We have the right not to be coerced into doing something. And in that video, I also talked about Mark Zuckerberg and how he had an interview with Dr. Fauci. And I brought up the point that why are we bringing in Mark Zuckerberg here? Heck, why are we even bringing in celebrities to talk about this at the beginning of this year? Because they want to influence you. When you look at this, all the puzzle pieces come together. And I'm hoping that you're seeing it. I'm sure you are. I mean, I've always said it doesn't take a genius to see what's happening. And I know that I'm like average intelligence. And if I'm above, it's only a little bit. Like, I'm not a genius is what I'm saying, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and read what I said in the description because I really want to show you. I'm even going to screenshot it right now, actually. There are doctors who disagree with the way the government has been handling this. Obviously, there are professionals who disagree. So I was linking the fact that this is true. And it's okay to disagree. We all have the right to disagree. But either way, we all have the right to think for ourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and read this. So in my description, I say, because I deleted a video that was offensive, I decided to make a better one with the same overall goal to stand with honesty and conviction while observing the world through the lens of truth. This video is exploring my thoughts about the current state of the world. It's okay for you to disagree, and I'm not telling you what to do with yourself. The choice is yours regardless of what you choose to do. I think Mark Zuckerberg and Dr. Fauci are being dishonest when they say the masks don't cause a difficulty in breathing. They obviously do. So why are they lying? They honestly couldn't have picked a worse person to appear honest. Mark Zuckerberg has a bad reputation for being a liar. I also wonder why normal, healthy people would take a vaccine that doesn't promise health or even protection from the virus. We shall see in 10 years. And by the way, I still stand by every single thing I've said. And you have to know that I took the first dose. And the reason why it's important to say this and to mention this is because I don't give a crap. Sorry, excuse my language. I don't care at all if you're vaccinated or not. You're still a human being to me, and you still deserve to have your human rights respected. We should all think this way. I don't see how that's such a controversial thing to say. Nobody has the right to tell any one of us, if we are to take the vaccine or not, if we are to take 10,000 doses or not. Because for some of us, taking the vaccine makes sense. And for some of us, taking the vaccine doesn't make sense at all. And that should be respected. But here we have a platform, a government, several platforms, companies. We have, all these big monopolies coming after the small people, regular Joes and Toms and Susans and Sarah and Barbara and Kimberly and and Alicia and who cares? Coming after regular people, telling us that we have to do this and we have to do that, and it's just simply not the case. Since when do we have to take a vaccine? Since when do we have to ingest anything, put anything into our body for the greater good of everybody else? I mean, if the vaccine works so well, why are we still complying to all of this? And here we go, I'm going to get another strike, I bet you. So I'm just going to go ahead and brace myself here, calm myself down here, bring it down a notch, because I'm very passionate about this topic. And I'm just going to say, for a long time, I've been wanting to write. And for about a week or a few days, give or take, my intuition has been guiding me to either take off my videos or delete them, but somehow take them down. And so I've done that. I've privated my videos, and so I stayed that way for like a day and a half, give or take. And I wanted to see how I felt about that, because I wanted to know, why did I feel this way intuitively? Like, why do I feel the need to private my videos? And lo and behold, this is probably why. So I think the solution for people for anyone who's like an activist, even if you're not an activist, anyone who believes in human rights and freedom of expression, freedom of thought, you know, I think the future is to put it in writing, put it in something concrete, because in this digital age, I mean, I don't care if you like Alex Jones or not. The truth is, they deleted him off of several platforms and tried to silence him. Same thing with David Icke, same thing with a few other people. There are many scenarios where this has happened, is my point. So I think the solution is, and I've been wanting to get into writing for a while, wanted to get back into writing because I used to, that used to be one of my hobbies. I think the solution is not only to talk about this, to discuss, to have discussions about this, but I also think it's important to write this down, create books about what's happening right now. Because none of this is normal. They could call it the new normal all they want. It's never going to be normal. And YouTube could go ahead and strike my little cute channel that I have here with all my awesome subscribers. But at the end of the day, they could strike all of us down. But the voices have to continue. We have to keep having these discussions. We have to keep forcing them to respect our human rights, because the more we belittle ourselves and the more we shrink ourselves, the more the powers at play right now are going to attempt to take our power even more. And it's just really that simple. It doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or not. It's really that simple. 100%. And you have to know that when I make these videos, I try to be as unbiased as possible because I don't want to lead anyone down the wrong path, as small as my channel is. So when I say this to you, I am actually vaccinated. I have the first dose, but human rights still need to be protected and respected. I have to end this recording here. End of recording.